Hello everyone. So, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute since I filmed. Yeah, okay, cool. So, it's officially been a year since I've been out of the military. And if you didn't know and you're new here, welcome. My name is Sarah Jane. I served 4 years while I was in the Army. And I made a series where I updated my viewers 3 months out of the Army, 6 months, and then officially a year out from the Army and how my transition has been, because I thought it would be something that you guys would be interested in watching. So this is my 1 year out. And if you guys don't know, I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas. I served in 2 deployments. I served 4 years. I got out as a captain, and it was an amazing experience. It really was. Like, I made some of the most amazing friends. I had some amazing experiences, and then I moved to New York. I got a job. I worked with a recruiting firm to get hired right out of the Army. Worked with a company, and it was an amazing experience as well. And then COVID-19 happened. So I didn't really think there was a way to beat around the bush on that one. I literally feel like my life is in shambles. So first of all, I didn't bring my vlogging camera, so this quality isn't gonna be that good. But I wanted to share my experience going through the coronavirus epidemic because lordy, it has been an experience. So I was supposed to go to New York 12 hours before the flight. I decided I shouldn't go to New York because the amount of cases for the coronavirus had escalated to like 3 times what they were the day before, and so it was really sucked, but I canceled my flight. And then Trump came out with his speech where he was talking about banning international travel on Saturday, and I was like, ooh, I feel like something's in the works. And then sure enough, today I go to get my mani-pedi because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get a mani-pedi. Like, I'm stressed. This will help me out. I'm sad. I'm not in New York. Literally midway through my mani-pedi, I get an email saying that my work is literally about to ban national travel. So I am booked the first flight I could find to Baltimore, where I'm gonna stay with Kelsey, as you guys know, and she's taking care of Cider. I'm gonna go reunite with them, but in the meantime, I have like 1,001 things I need to do so I can leave this place for a while. Yeah, COVID-19 has definitely been throwing a wrench into my transition quite a bit. So I was laid off. I'm one of the, 6.6 million? I think it's up to like 10 million now. I don't even know. Can you hear the dogs running up and down the stairs? Yeah, so I'm one of those people who got laid off right at a year with my new job. So that was hard. I definitely struggled when that happened. And I don't want to like linger on it too much because I just want to move on from that. But there was a lot of emotions involved with that. I've never been laid off before because in the military, like, so much has to happen for you to be, cut out of the military. So yeah, that was an experience. Sometimes I wish I had just stayed in for job security reasons, but who would have known that a pandemic would have taken over, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, where that leaves me now, 1 year out of the military, I was with this new job in New York City, and then I got laid off. So where does that put me? Well, first and foremost, I'm actually currently not in New York City. If you can't tell from my glorious background, that I am actually not in my apartment, my tiny apartment. I am in DC, well, right outside of DC, about 10 minutes outside of DC, staying with my friend. So if you guys aren't on Instagram or following me on Instagram, which if you're not, you should. Yeah, so I got put on an assignment in Green Bay, and so I left Cider, my dog, with my best friend growing up, at her house because she has 2 dogs and a husband, and they have this great place that doggies can run around. So I was on my way and coming back from Green Bay when talks of travel bans and the coronavirus outbreak first started. So I changed my flight. Instead of going back to New York City, I changed it to come to my friend's house because that's where my dog was, and we were only supposed to be doing, working remotely for a couple weeks, and then a couple weeks turned into a couple months, and then a couple months turned into indefinitely. I, as of right now, still have my apartment in New York City. I do not intend on going back anytime soon. And I honestly don't know what the next step for me is. So you might be asking, what do I mean by that? Well, first and foremost, I had a lot of anxiety getting out of the Army and finding my first job as a civilian. I don't have as much anxiety now because I've done the interview process before and I know how it works. And so that part is good. And what I've realized through, transitioning out of the military, doing all this, is I now really, unlike the military when I was in the military, have a choice of where I go next. So I'm currently battling with this feeling of, am I gonna stay in New York or am I gonna go somewhere else? And honestly, a front runner for me is DC, because if you don't follow me on Instagram, which once again, if you're not, you should. But I have a lot of family in and around the DC area. Specifically, I have 3 siblings and their families here. I was actually born near this area. I didn't stay here very long. I definitely grew up in the South. I moved when I was 5. But there are family ties here, which are very enticing right now, especially because I have no ties to New York City. I simply went on there for a whim, following this, crazy idea and adventure of being in New York City and blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, I'm not really sure if I'm ready to give that up yet, because I feel like I really spent the last year really trying to cultivate and create this life for myself. And I don't know if I'm ready to give that up yet. I do know that I don't want to live in New York City forever, but with that being said, I don't know if 1 year is really enough. But once again, DC. And then also I could have I have such a tiny apartment in New York. I could have an actual home and a yard for cider, and I could just have, I think, a better quality of life. So I've been looking at jobs, applying, may or may not have a couple interviews in my pocket, but nothing is confirmed yet. And I wanted to come up here and update you guys because, well, A, it's the 1 year mark, so I said I would update, and so I am. But then 2, I guess to just share with the viewers where my mindset is at. I think everyone's experience once they get out of the military, everyone has a different experience. No 2 experiences are alike, honestly. And mine is being one of them, and I think that that is something that some of you might find interesting. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Stay tuned for more. I hope that everyone is first of all, being safe, because this is a really trying time. And then 2, reach out if you are having a hard time. Feel free to leave comments below. I'm more than happy to talk with you guys, especially because right now, it is a really hard time. And I think this is a time to be human and check up on one another. And I know that I check up on people that's in my life all the time right now. And I think I'm extending that to this audience as well. I think we're gonna get through this, so be hopeful. That's it for today's video, guys. This was my 1 year update out of the Army. Wasn't quite how I was expecting it to go. Definitely was very stable in my life, less than 30 days ago, so that's cool. But you know what? Your girl is hopeful. Your girl really believes that God has a plan and is gonna keep my head up. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, follow me on all my social media, and stay tuned for more updates. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.